that to not happen.
No, I knew it was gonna do it.
Okay.
Yeah. But
Yeah, no, like they're like you were saying, like they are being very reactionary to small shit that shouldn't fucking matter.
Right. There's definitely got to be some sort of adult way to handle this.
Yeah. It's kind of like where you expect humanity.
what the fuck?
They shouldn't be afraid. I think they should be bold, be courageous, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I'm having so many issues. I'm about ready to quit.
You're coming back though. You're coming back. I think we might be live right now because I'm seeing the windows come up.
Maybe.
See Anna, that fucking bomb ass panda beanie ass shit. What the hell is that a whole like onesie or what is that? Is that a
Yeah, it's a
jacket?
whole onesie.
Oh, dude, that's the coolest shit.
One of my patrons sent me another one. It's a pink dinosaur. I just don't want it to get like all fucked up, so I don't wear it as often.
Dude, I've
This
wanted
one's
to
already
get-
got like stains on it, so.
You got a stained ass onesie. That's like so hardcore.
Well, this thing, like, you can't put it in the washing machine. I think it's like dry clean only or some shit like that. And I got like fucking Chinese food or some shit on it.
Why can't you put it in the washing machine?
I don't know. It said something about don't put it in the machine. I think like because of the material it's made out of or something. Like it'll probably just get all fucked up in the machine.
They can hear us.
Is that because of the
Excellent.
agitator in the washing machine is just like destroying your clothes?
I don't know. Probably.
Because I would think you could just like throw it in the washing machine in like cold water, right? At least, and it would work.
Maybe I can just like I'll just fucking hand wash it or some shit. Maybe it is just the fucking agitator in the thing.
Agitate.
I don't
You're
know.
agitating me right now.
I'm naive as fuck when it comes to laundry. Like I do laundry as follows: grab all the shit, put it in there, throw in some soap. You know, either like lukewarm water or cold water. I honestly don't think it fucking matters. And then you throw that shit in the dryer.
Well, most of my clothes are black, so if you wash your black clothes in cold water before putting it into a hot dryer, it's supposed to keep them blacker longer. Because usually they fade out to like that really light black after a
I
long
was
period of
thinking
time.
that. I think that would
It
go
takes
for
it
any
more
color
time.
that leaches out, right? Because you put it in hot water and you're agitating it with this detergent inside of it. Like I would expect some color to come off every time you wash.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't mix my fucking fabrics, or I don't separate my fabrics. I mean, like some people get fucking
No.
crazy about that shit. They gotta separate like all the different colors and
Well, this
different
is,
like your cottons and your bullshit.
yeah.
Some bitches, like, they leave their bras and their underwear and their socks in one basket, and then they got their whites in one, their colors in the other, and they're, like, making 3 trips, and it's like, dude, just put it all in one huge washing machine at the laundromat, and then split the fucking light stuff with the heavy stuff and do 2 dryers, and you're done in, like, an hour.
Dude, we're on the same page, dude.
Okay, we're gonna stop talking about the dryers now.
No, this is the finger on the pulse of humanity right here.
Laundry.
This is
Yeah.
what really gets people excited.
Florida man visited Michigan ended up freezing to death in car. It says a Florida
What, you
man.
say in Michigan?
Yeah, a Florida man is believed to have frozen to death, and another man is critical condition after their car got stuck on the side of the road in Grand Junction, about 10 miles west of South Haven. According to news released from the Van Buren County Sheriff's Office, deputies were called about 11:30 a.m. Monday to investigate a report of 2 men sleeping in their car on County Road 215. Police found 22-year-old man dead in the driver's seat while the man in the passenger seat was alive but unresponsive. Damn.
So these dudes just were like sleeping, and they thought it'll be all right, man. We'll be cool, and they froze to death.
They froze that. One of them did anyway. The other one's bad shape. So anyways, let me explain to everybody what happened. The Skype shut off, and then when that happened, OBS freaked out and froze, and I had to restart, and everything went wrong. And they were talking about dryers when we restarted, and it was kind of fucking boring. But anyways. And the reason I'm on the secondary channel for anybody coming in is because the main channel, it's either shadow banned or they're having a glitch that it's only affecting my channel because it didn't affect this channel or Anna's channel. So, so
oh, motherfucking Landon. Wee, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I didn't see him earlier. I wasn't scrolled.
And hopefully it is just a glitch that is affecting some people and not other people. I'm hoping I'm not shadow banned, but it does seem kind of funky right now. So, yeah. It pisses me off. But anyways, I'm just letting everybody know who's just now. I see a couple new people in here, and they said they finally felt the live show. Well, that's because of all that bullshit that's been going on. Appreciate you guys sticking with me, though. You, the ones in the chat with me and the ones that's watching the show. Appreciate you all. Mr. Skep Talk.
Yes.
How big is your penis?
Big enough.
Well, says who? No.
Says every girl I've been with.
There you go. But they're all old women and with amnesia. So, anyways.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
I mean, who's really judging?
Who's really judging? So you said you got a couple of articles you want to read?
Yeah, I got all sorts of stuff. I don't know if if you covered it this week, but did you hear about the Irish guy who was injecting himself with special homemade fluids to cure his back pain?
I scrolled by the article a few times and did not read it, but I saw it.
I don't know if I heard about this one.
So once a month, a 33-year-old Irish man was filling a syringe with his own semen and squirting it into the veins of the muscles of his right arm in order to cure his chronic lower back pain.
Does it explain his reasoning for why he thought that would work?
Specifically explains the opposite. All of the doctors who looked into this could not figure out why this guy was doing it.
Oh no.
For like a year and a half, he was doing it monthly. And when it got real bad, he started doing it like 6 times in a month. And then instead of fixing his lower back pain, he developed abscesses in his muscles. Which
he's got comma abscesses.
Exactly. It's the worst. The worst.
So is there like a lot of people that do this kind of stuff?
Nope. This is they say that this is a very very edge case. But the doctors who looked into it had to they wrote up a article on it where they described going through alternative medicine websites. They went through Wikipedia articles. They went through Reddit, just trying to find places where this guy might have got that idea. And because of patient confidentiality, he has remained anonymous. So no news outlets have been able to interview him to try and find out what's going on. So,
man, I didn't know, dude. I wouldn't know what happens if you injected semen.
Right
into your body, but now we know.
Now we know.
Thank you for taking that one for us, whoever you are.
I always wondered what would happen. I always wondered what would happen. Now we know. The more
exactly.
He did it for NBC. The more you know. But,
what if he did it to become a media sensation and he dedicated his whole life to this moment?
A media masturbation.
This dude's jerking off every day religiously to ensure he has enough semen to inject into his arm.
I want to know where he was getting the syringes from. Was he going to the local methadone clinic and pretending to be a smack addict and just getting the fucking needle exchange?
He's a jizbetic.
Oh, another question.
Diabetic.
Did he always inject fresh semen, or was some of the semen refrigerated? Did he have a refrigerated supply of semen? Because he might have. had a supply.
Wow.
He might have jerked off a bunch of times to collect everything he needed before he did this.
Fresh.
Sometimes you just might not have time, and you just got to get your injection and head out the door for the day. So you got to get to the backup stash.
Why did he
You know
just
what?
swallow it?
Maybe the whole thing is a lie, dude. And he said, I thought this was going to cure my back pain because he was too ashamed to admit that what he really wanted was to come inside of himself.
Well, if he wanted to do that, all he had to do was eat it.
Right?
I mean, it's just...
Yeah, but it's not the same. You don't have like a tool you use to inject it, you know?
Yeah, you don't have to get the belt out and wrap it around your fucking bicep and
this
the
was
whole process.
And this was in Ireland?
Yeah, let me check here real quick. It was Irish, yeah, Ireland.
Damn, that is fucking crazy, dude. That's a crazy story.
Did you guys hear about the new blood service?
Hey.
New startup has just begun, where a guy named Jesse Carmazin is opening up businesses called Ambrosia in, let me see, it's Los Angeles, San Fran, Tampa, Omaha, and Houston, where for $8,000 you can receive a liter of freshly harvested young blood to be added to your blood.
Wow.
They're selling younger people's blood in hopes that it will revitalize people. This is fucking some vampire ass shit.
This
like
is some fucking Elizabeth Bathory fucking
Right?
bathing in the blood of virgins shit. Like, what the fuck?
That is
This
definitely
is how the T virus was finally made.
the T.
There you go, man.
You know, 'cause I'm waiting for this zombie apocalypse to come out of this
It's
shit.
gonna pop off in LA. It's gonna be
Right.
Raccoon City up in that bitch.
But that doesn't shock me that it's in LA, because LA people be doing some weird shit, man.
exactly.
So are they like are they legally allowed to do this?
Yes, because the FDA does recognize blood transfusion as a safe practice. Everybody that works for him is trained in phlebotomy. So essentially, it's along the same lines as people who the companies that do plasma donation or plasma harvesting. But he's done a technical trial. There was 150 people who received regular infusions of younger blood, some people who received older blood, and other people who received placebo blood, which was their own blood. And some people replied that the people who received younger blood noticed that they had better attention spans. They had better muscle definition, some chronic pains lessened, things like that. So, but it's relatively unproven because 150 people is not a real study.
Yeah, that's
kind of a
wild. So
small
out
sample size.
of 150 people, some people said they had some benefits, but how did they measure those things?
And did they
right?
tell
Was it
these
just
people?
Self-reporting? Because I don't know, man. That's such a small sample.
If they told these people that they were getting the placebo or they were getting this blood or that blood or whatever, you fuck with the data at that point by telling them that they had gotten that.
Did they tell them?
Didn't say any. Yeah, they didn't say anything about that. This guy hasn't published much other than the results of the study. Because of course he doesn't want to publish his whole study because it'll likely be blown out of the water. But apparently they've already been doing rather well financially at these Ambrosia clinics. So
you know what? As long as nobody is hurt, I don't have a problem with it.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
they're getting their money taken away from them, sure, but you know what? As long as no one's hurt, I don't have a problem with it. I'm glad they would have like trained phlebotomists and that the practices themselves are not necessarily harmful. So,
and as long as there's people, there's always going to be these kind of things happening. People think they got the new cure for everything and stuff.
Oh, I mean, you got people that go get like coffee enemas and shit.
Right.
You know, like whatever.
And here I am on the low side, just butt chugging Budweiser.
Yeah, right.
Butt chugging Budweiser.
Right.
I'm pretty liberal about that shit. Like, I think that's actually a pretty liberal stance to take, because some people might say that you need to stop them from doing an unnecessary medical procedure. But I wouldn't go that far. Screw it.
Right. Well, and I mean, this provides a whole new way for young millennials to pay for those college tuitions. Because they need to get the blood from somewhere.
Yeah, and if you're a phlebotomist, let's say, like you don't have a tremendous amount of training. You probably don't want to just be a phlebotomist, because let's be real, phlebotomists don't make that much money.
It's a good word to say though, phlebotomist.
Yeah.
Right.
I had a buddy that went along and got his whatever like certification he needed to become a phlebotomist, but ultimately you're not making a lot of money. Like if they're working for this company that's doing these fucking transfusions, like hopefully they're being paid well, you know?
Right. The guy who runs it is a Harvard Medical School graduate, but is not a licensed practitioner. So he's not a doctor, but he is a medical school graduate. So
it's just phlebotomy, dude. I think that's all you would need is like the state to say you have the ability to take blood out and put blood back in, like.
Yep. I got another one here. Did you guys hear about the guy in Russia who partied so hard that he died and came back?
What?
Whoa. Say again?
There's a man in Russia's Far East woke up in the morgue after being declared dead. Before the incident, he was doing vodka rounds with his friends, and after the miraculous awakening, he went back to the party.
So he ran.
Damn.
He was running when he was drunk, and he died, and they got him.
No. He was just he drunk so much that he passed out. He had alcohol poisoning. Okay. He went down. He died. They declared him dead because Russian medical abilities.
Sweet.
And then they put him in the corpse freezer, like the cold storage, right?
Yeah.
Where he woke up in the dark, and the morgue was at over capacity. They even had bodies lying around on the ground because they didn't have enough room to put them on all of the tables and everything like that. So he woke up, fumbled around, stumbled over a bunch of corpses, and started freaking out, and ran to the door and started slamming on it, like, "Let me out of here."
Damn.
So the security guard was like, "I'm not opening that door. I've seen every one of those movies, right?"
This is 28 days later, dude. This guy's not slow. He's fast. He may be clumsy, but he's fast.
Right? So he went and told the doctor.
I've seen those movies, nigga. I ain't opening that damn door.
Right? The doctor immediately was like, "This guy's got to be high," and went over to go check it out. And then the door starts thumping, and he's all, "Oh shit, call the police," right? So the police come and open up this door, and they find this freaked out, drunk as hell Russian dude in scrubs, because they take your clothes off when they put you in the morgue.
Yeah.
Right? And then, like, he runs out, freaking out, screaming, "I was in a corpse freezer," right? And they eventually calm him down, figure out the situation, realize that everything's okay. He's alive. He hasn't done anything illegal. He was in an area where he was supposed to be, so they can't really get him for drunken in public. So they give him his clothes, take him home, and the party that he was at before turned into a wake, right? They had already started doing shots in the guy's
Oh,
right?
Oh my fucking god, this is the greatest story ever.
So he knocks on the door, and his buddies answer the door. Exactly. The guy who answers the door faints. And then he rejoins the party, and they quickly redid the party again as a re-birthday party.
A rebirthday?
Yeah.
Oh my
So for all
god.
you
People
guys,
that found Jesus that day, dude.
so for all you
Right?
guys to have been to a house party and gotten really, really drunk and then went to the bathroom and thrown up and then came back and started fucking drinking again, you ain't got shit on this guy.
Nah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Puke and Rally has nothing over die and Rally. Like,
Yeah, if you can fucking die at a party, then come back to the party. You're pretty cool.
Right?
Because I've thought about this exact same scenario before in my head. It's one of my darker thoughts of waking up in the morgue. I don't know if you guys have ever thought about that before, but like, what if you woke up?
Oh, yeah. It would be
Like, people
horrible.
thought you died. Like, some people have the thought that like you got buried, right? And you're in the coffin, you're trying to get out, and then you kill Bill, right? You do the 1-inch punch or whatever the fuck it is to get out of there. But like, my thought has always been like, you wake up in the morgue in darkness, in cold darkness, wrapped in like, I'm guessing like they have like the bags they zip you up in. Aren't you zipped into a bag? I don't even know. Do they zip you in fucking bags? I figured I would be zipped into like this bag and I'd be like in plastic trying to get out. And then I'd open that shit and I'd realize I'm in this like fucked up, dark, cold bullshit and I don't know where the exit is. And I would freak out.
Right.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
Let's do back to the party.
There used to be back in pre-colonial days, they used to have a huge issue with not being able to figure out when people were dead. So coffins used to have a hole in them that they would put a chain down that led to a bell in case you woke up.
Give me that shit, dude. Give me that shit.
Yeah.
I want that shit right there, dude.
You know, back in the old days, they didn't do all the embalming and stuff, you know, and there was people that got buried alive.
Mm-hmm.
There was a story that I read, and it's supposed to be true. This happened many, many, many years ago. They buried this chick, this woman. Well, there were some grave robbers, and went to the grave. Dug the grave up, opened the coffin, and she done went crazy in the casket, though. She had clawed the casket. Her fingernails were supposed to have been buried into the casket. I don't know if that's a true story, but, you know.
Dude, it's gotta be. It's fucking gotta be. How many people do you think we fucking buried in that shit?
Right. Yeah.
It's like a statistical certainty at this fucking point, I think, that we have buried some living people in our past. Like, mistakenly.
Yeah, but now
well, we also had to figure out how far down we had to bury people, because for a while people were getting buried just a couple of feet under, and shit would flood, and then bodies would just go floating.
Yeah, and now it used to be 6 foot, but didn't they shorten it to 4 feet or something? I think it was 6 foot deep, and that's like 4 foot, I do believe. But I'm not going to be buried. I'm going to be cremated, so.
I feel like that's probably the best way to go, because that's like along with my my DNR self. Like, if I'm dead, don't fucking resuscitate.
Well, see, I don't have that.
I don't want to wake up in the coffin, dude. If you burn me till I'm fucking ash, it's over, dude.
I do
like,
not.
I
I will never have a DNR.
Right.
That's if you have to plug me into a cigarette car lighter, do it. You keep my ass alive, goddammit. I don't want to die, but no, I do have I do want to be cremated, and a couple reasons. One reason is cheaper. It's simply cheaper, and plus, I know it don't matter because I'm gonna be dead, but I don't like the thought of being put in the ground. Just the idea of it kind of freaks me out. I know it doesn't matter.
You think of worms? I think of the worms.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. I'll be dead, but still, just the thought of it as I'm alive, I just don't like the idea of being put in the ground. Either cremate me or put me in one of those wall things.
Like, can you imagine the very first conversations that people like had about this shit? Like, trying to figure out, like, once you started getting to decide, I guess, like, what happens to your body, and not there, like, we didn't have those deep philosophical conversations yet about the death and what to expect. Maybe no like formal religion, like early fucking human societies that were struggling with that concept and being able to think about it.
People
like,
probably just
put me in the ground. a lot of people just put me in the ground. Fuck that, dude.
Early man, like, probably just had a bunch of corpses. Like, people would go off into the woods and die or some shit and then get eaten by animals.
Yeah. I say we just eat. I think we should just eat people.
I'm a voluntary cannibalism, dude.
You ever read A Modest Proposal? It was I'm trying to remember who wrote it here, but it was an amazing. It's by Dr. Jonathan Swift. It is a treatise on how to prevent children prevent people from starving in Ireland during the potato famine by eating the old and the young.
Oh.
It's really well written, and it's very well, the children of poor people specifically.
Of course.
Oh, yeah, eat the poor kids. Don't eat the rich kids now, don't you?
It was written in let's see, 1729.
Even though the richer kids would be healthier to eat because they eat healthy, most of the poor kids eat like shit.
Right.
There was this guy.
That's the worst thing I could think of is a potato famine, man. I love potatoes.
Yeah.
Potato.
There
was a guy in Germany like years ago that he's still in jail right now, but he was in jail, or he was on trial and in jail for he had a guy who was a voluntary victim of cannibalism. He killed and ate the guy, specifically killed and ate the guy's dick. There was some questions as to like the legality of it because the guy was consensual to it. He knew he was going to be killed and eaten. So yeah, that was a crazy one. Rammstein wrote a song about the guy.
That's fucking wild, man. The one that I always think of is there was a story I heard where this guy, I guess he got in some accident and his foot needed to be amputated. So somehow he was able to like convince the doctor to let him have his foot. And a group of his friends got together with him and they had foot fajitas. They fucking like consensually consumed his flesh. And it was like a big fucking deal. And, like, some of them were talking about, like, you know, this is sort of like an expression of closeness to this person, and it's not weird at all. And, like, obviously, like, anyone hearing a story like that's like, dude, you ate the dude's fucking foot? Like, what?
I wonder if anybody's ever cut their own dick off and ate it.
Dude, of course. But I don't know that I should necessarily condemn the behavior. I mean, that maybe my mind is open to the extreme, but...
Okay, here's my question.
I'm not sure I would not eat the fajitas, man.
I have thought about this. You know, like, and where, you know, remember when the people on the airplane, they had to crash and had to eat the dead people, right?
Yeah.
Right. I've thought about this. Would you be willing, like, if you're stranded, alone, by yourself, would you be willing to cut off one of your body parts just to survive and eat it?
No.
Yes.
Wow. Skeptos says yes. D says no. What about you, Anna?
I say no, also with the contingency that, like, if you're gonna try and cut off one of your own body parts with any sort of, without any sort of anesthetic or any sort of painkiller or something, you might just like go into shock and
like
die.
Knife? Like, do I have a really good knife?
Am I doing this with a sharpened rock? Is this
I wanna-
for like 3 days? Because I might die
I
of
don't
shock
know.
before I manage to get that leg or something off.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, fuck that whole thing.
It's just
You're probably
a thought.
gonna die anyway.
Y'all getting too nuanced with it, goddamn.
You're gonna probably die anyway, Pimp. That's sort of the point. You're in this like fucked up situation where you gotta eat yourself. You're probably gonna die anyway. Like 99.9% chance you're probably gonna fucking die anyway. So
Is there
why go through
plants
that
and
bullshit?
shit?
I don't
Like,
know.
I'll start eating tree leaves and stuff
Dude,
before I do
I'm a
that.
survivor. What I'll do is I'll cut my arm off, burn the wound, and heal it up, survive off my arm, then capture. What the hell is going on?
And she handled payouts for President's top lieutenants.
I don't know.
He's gonna do all that. He's gonna do all that, hoping that the wound doesn't catch infection and he doesn't die from that.
I had
No,
Hulu.
dude, you're just gonna be fucking miserable in your last moments,
Yeah,
man.
sure.
You're gonna be like that.
It was
your
just-
death is gonna be so much
It's
worse.
just still like a hypothetical situation. But I had Hulu tab open in the background and it started playing on its own. That's why I said, "What the fuck was that?"
See, I don't know. I think that's informed out of a fear of death, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have that fear. I am not afraid of that shit at all. Like I'm not gonna chop myself up. Like if I'm gonna die, I'm not gonna inflict all this extra pain on myself in the process of already dying. I mean, I hope that I'll be logical enough to make that conclusion. Like I can't guarantee I wouldn't go crazy.
There was these people that got like stranded on, I don't know, like hiking or desert or something. I don't remember what it was, but they would cut themselves to drink their own blood to keep from thirsting to death. Basically, keep from.
Fuck, that's
That'll
wild.
work for
Like-
a little while, but
Yeah, it
You
won't
start
work
getting
forever.
shit in
But
your blood.
Yeah. If I was sitting at the situation of where I was going to starve to death, eating part of my own body would probably become pretty reasonable to my, stressed out brain. So,
yeah.
Well, you probably would reflexively do that almost.
So if we were
I
all
imagine if you're like crazy from starvation, you might like against every impulse that you would previously have before that moment,
Right.
start biting into yourself.
I'm also kind of fat. So
Yeah, you are kind of fat.
that's
So
like,
you'd be better fed than me for sure.
Yeah,
it's
I'm
like
really
5
fat.
minutes into
so-
the journey. I'm already considering eating my own leg.
Yeah.
You're just having a snack as you're like continue to go down the trail. Like, no, man, I started eating myself a while ago.
Eat my fat ass toes.
I
You're
got
out in the
fucking
woods,
hungry,
you get
man.
lost for like half an hour in the woods, you already start eating fingers.
Yeah. Hell, I'll be like 5 minutes, come out, then I ate half my leg.
Everyone's like, how did you go through that much leg already, man? We've been marching for 5 minutes.
Bitch,
Like,
y'all were
almost,
hungry.
Apocalyptic movies, where everybody eventually society breaks down and at some point somebody becomes a cannibal. That is me 10 minutes after the lights go out. Like people
Right.
hit the menu real quick.
Shit, they didn't
I
get
think
half the
probably
word
the best-
apocalypse
the best
out, and I'm
moment,
already eating
dude.
somebody. They be going like, it's in a pot, and I ate somebody.
Dude, the best part's got to be like when you chop off your own arm so that you can feed your friends, and then they're like, "Stop hogging your arm, dude." Like, like you take a piece of your arm, they're like, "That's a really big piece." Like, what do you say in that moment? Like, it's my fucking arm.
You're like, yeah,
I'm
and-
providing the snack, bitch.
Because everyone does that when, like, I'll say some people, like, order a pizza, right? And, like, someone paid more for the pizza, and they're, like, doing the pizza math.
Yeah.
Like, who ate the most of the pizza? And they're like, bitch, I spent $30 on this pizza. How are you going to be having, like, 4 slices? I only got 2.
Dude, I'm going to tell you what happened to me one time. I ordered 2 pizzas. We had like 10 people there. I ordered 2 pizzas. Okay, the delivery. Then we realized we didn't have any ice for the drink, so me and my friend went to go get ice just to a store just like a block down the road. By the time we got back, all the pizza was gone.
Oh, dude.
I paid for the fucking pizza.
That's disrespectful, man.
I was threatening to beat people up.
That's
Just say
disrespectful.
crack some heads. Like
I did threaten to whoop one dude because I was like, I don't even know you. You ate my fucking pizza.
See, I don't know if you guys take it as seriously as I do, but when you order pizza, I consider that to be like a great sign of affection.
Yeah.
Like if I had my own culture, like when you order pizza to like for your friends, that's like a very intimate and special thing.
We ordered
And when
pizza
you got
together.
somebody who eats like all your pizza like that, man, like nothing cuts deeper than that. It's
We
like,
o-
bitch, I bought your pizza.
We ordered
Somebody eats
pizza.
my pizza, I'm cutting somebody.
We ordered pizza when I was at your house in Seattle
What?
that one time. But we all paid for it. Nobody paid more. I think we just split it.
It's a pragmatic thing to do.
Yeah.
So there's equal distribution of the pizza.
But there's always gonna be one person that gets more than everybody else, and that person's usually me.
Well, dude, that's because like the people who cut the pizza don't cut it perfectly, man. Like, there's always going to be a bigger slice of pizza.
Oh, yeah.
When you open the box, there's always the biggest slice, no matter how great you think you are at cutting pizza.
Say when you're sharing nachos and somebody goes for that center chip and get the nucleus of the cheese and stuff, it makes me mad at the motherfucker.
Yeah, you're left with like the little mutant sliver that has like maybe like the side of it has a little cheese, but there's like no toppings on it.
How dare you go for the center? You son of a bitch. There's an ethical way to eat nachos.
Oh man, speaking of ethics, I have a very serious question for everyone here. What do you think about double dipping?
Well,
you're at a party, you got some like delicious ass dip.
It's disgusting.
And you got some double dip going on. What do you do?
I'll double dip if it's just me, but if it's other people around, I won't do it.
I personally don't do it, but I wouldn't freak out too hard if somebody, like, if they're standing there fucking coughing and sneezing and they do that shit, I might punch a motherfucker. But like,
let's say they're not coughing or sneezing, but there's like gratuitous double dippage going on.
Oh no, I'd have to say something personally. I'd have to say, hey, no double dipping.
Oh man, you would say something? Really?
Yes, I would say something.
If it's like 4 of my friends that I invited over for, like a small event that I know, we're all double dipping. It's happening.
Yeah, but you all fuck each other too, you and your guy friends.
Yeah, I was about to say we're only 2 drinks away from an orgy. Anyway.
Yeah.
So, but if it's just I got invited to some party, I am definitely not double dipping. And if I catch anybody, I'm telling everybody. All secret like. I'm gonna walk around and be all like,
"What?
Motherfucker, double dip."
You know what
but you know what dippers,
you know what the best thing in the world to do with dipping though?
I thought us double dippers.
Double dickers.
Double dippers. It probably goes both ways. Come on.
Yeah.
I thought we would stick together on this. I'm a double dipper.
I'm not a double dipper. I am a double dipper if it's just me. Don't get me wrong, but if I had a party, no.
Dude, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck, man. Like,
you know, my favorite thing to do with dipping is like getting I don't give a fuck. People gonna say it's gross or whatever. McNuggets, I love McNuggets. Fuck y'all, I don't care. But you order every one of their sauces. You open each one of them, line them up, take a nugget and dip in each one.
Oh,
that is chicken nugget heaven.
Oh, look, I'm just saying. I want some peer-reviewed studies on the transmission of what is the harmful effects of double dipping, because honestly I think you crunch into the chip and you dip again. I don't think what you dip goes back in, unless you got some slobbery ass lips and fucking bronchitis.
But what if I put my hands on your hips? When I dip, you dip, we dip.
Yeah,
that's a song. Putting my hands up on your hips. You dip,
because
we dip. Anyway.
If I double dip, dude, I'm not sticking the whole chip in my mouth. You misunderstand me. I'm biting upon the part that has the shit on it, right?
And the dip, D. Nobody wants your goddamn saliva all up in their fucking dip.
There's no spit on my broken chip in my other hand, man. There's nothing on it.
Nobody wants none of that goddamn spit and the dip.
I got really precise,
speaking of double dipping, I'm with Skeptalk. There'll be some double tipping.
I want a double dicking, so
yeah,
that we raised that.
I want a triple coochie. I really do want a woman with 3 vaginas. That would be awesome.
Then get a kangaroo, dude.
They have 3 vaginas? I thought they only had 2.
They do.
I thought it was 2.
No, they have 3. You can.
I thought that
I don't think
2.
it actually works. I don't know what it looks like. Honestly, I haven't Googled it.
PT Ham donated 20 double dip spit. There you go. Thank you, PT Ham. So we're $10 away from the first go. Yay!
Oh, that's awesome.
So yeah. Now this weekend I'm gonna be doing a stream at some point where I'm going to be trying to get a big amount of money because I got a light bill to pay. But also, guys, remember to go to Anna's GoFundMe, which I'll be adding in the description right after this. I sent it in the chat while ago. I hope somebody copied it and help her out, too. So, yeah.
She
says she will lick your buttholes.
Well, you got a guy in here who's saying, what about shitty and pissy hands? And to that,
Yeah.
I unfortunately have to reply that there's nothing you can fucking do about it.
I call people out, dude. I'll call strangers out.
You can do that though. You can fucking do, like, I'm a washer of hands every time I go into the bathroom, but I know the statistics. I've seen the people. Like, dude, most people don't do shit. They don't do shit. They go fucking wipe their ass and they hold their dick in their hands and piss all over it and they walk the fuck out of there, dude. And you'll never know in real life. You'll never know. I'm telling you I wash my hands, but you know what? There's no reason for you to trust me at this point, given what we know about washing of hands in the bathroom. So, I mean, that's kind of like life, dude. You got to take some risks. And if you're double dipping these chips, like, the hands aren't necessarily in the dip unless it's like a really
You're
crazy
a horrible person for double dipping.
I'm not, dude. I'm willing to accept the risk of double dipping because I love eating delicious chips and dip with my friends.
What's your favorite chip dip?
Oh man, dude, there's no favorite, but I will get whatever the spiciest shit is that you can buy in the can, right? Not the can, but the jar. Just I can't do no mild shit. It's got to be hot.
Oh.
Hot cheese. And, dude, I mix it up a little bit. If it's cheese, sometimes I like to get the cheesy poofs.
Yeah. I like a good
Cheetos
French
poofs.
onion dip, though. I do like a good French onion dip.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
But when you're dipping a cheese Cheeto into cheese dip and you get that, like, almighty cheese godness in your fucking mouth, man.
This is true what Landon said. A lot of people who wash their hands do not wash effectively. They only wet the bacteria so it will spread and grow faster on their hands. That's actually true. I've seen a lot of people in public bathrooms who just pretty much run their hands underneath the water. You gotta scrub that shit, man.
It's actually an endeavor that nobody takes seriously, right?
Oh,
That's the problem.
Take it seriously.
Well, no, they don't think about it. They don't, nobody's over here reading like hand washing protocols and like scientific studies on like what the most effective ways to wash your hands is. And I've actually looked into this.
It's the piss on them.
Because you've heard about the blowers, right? And the saying that the blowers, that little hand dryers, actually blow crap onto your hands. Like you can wash your hands and scrub the crap out of them, right? And you could take like 5 minutes or whatever doing that, but you put your hands in the little hand dryer, and that shit actually blows shit onto your hands, literally. So what do? Do you use the paper towel? What's that going to do for you? Some people say it doesn't scrape off nearly enough bacteria. Like no matter what you do, there's always a little bit of bacteria on your hands. You know, most people, they'll wash their hands for like 15 seconds. They don't take minutes, man. And it's going to take like minutes. You need like a few minutes of like serious, vigorous scrubbing to go down before
I
anything
give
serious
each hand
happens.
35 minutes, D.
Yeah, man. I'm just saying it's not enough, and people spend so little time doing it, and the hand dryers blow the shit on you, and you know the fucking towels, those aren't gonna help. And you know what? It doesn't matter, because the minute you walk out of this bathroom, you're probably putting your hand on a door or a fucking doorknob or some kind of shit. And guess what? You just defeated the purpose, because most people don't wash their hands anyway. So what are you going to do? Always have a hanky with you to open up the fucking door?
I wash my hands for an hour and 10 minutes, 35 on each hand.
What do you do when you get to the door, though?
You open it with your elbows.
You got some dirty ass elbows, man.
Yeah.
I'm sorry we had to go on this tangent, but
Yeah, 'cause
this is something I think about deeply.
I think about it deeply. But I think the most effective way to wash your hands is to piss on them. You just get some fresh pee-pee urine.
That's just like you, man. You're like a salmon swimming against.
Yeah, yes. Swim
current there,
swim
dude.
against the current of urine. I open the door with the paper towel I just used. There you go.
Yeah, but that paper towel you just used is leaving bacteria on your hands, most likely.
Well, that's why
should
you
use
carry.
a new one.
That's why
You should use a new one.
You air seal a towel from home and vacuum seal it into a bag. You take it to the restroom. You open it up. You got a fresh towel there. You dry your hands off. See, I got it all figured out, man.
I'm just saying, there's no way to avoid it, dude. Like, everywhere you go, you are covered in other people's skin cells. You are consuming other people's piss and shit. Like, don't you know the FDA has like limitations on how much human fecal matter can actually be on your food? There are legal limits to how much human shit can be on your food.
Yep, that's how Pink Eye gets started.
It's just a rabbit hole, dude.
Okay, we got 10 minutes before the show ends, so we've had some very educational conversation today about pee and dip and Irish people shooting sperm into their bodies, which is pretty awesome. Yep. And man, like I said, I do appreciate you guys following me from the main channel over here. Most likely the show tomorrow will be just over here because I don't know what's happening over there in that main channel. The main channel they hate me over there. YouTube hates my main channel. They really do. Like I said, I don't know if it's a glitch. I'm hoping it's just a glitch, but the glitch isn't on this channel and it isn't on Anna's channel. She tried hers. So I don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
No idea.
And it's very ridiculous. It's ridiculous, Anna, and it's your fault.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I broke it.
There's her link to her GoFundMe right there, Luna. If y'all want to help Anna out, she's got some issues going on with her rent and stuff, so please do that. Also, there's $10 lacking on my Stream Go. Somebody tip that right now, and D will suck my dick.
Yup. I'll totally do it in real life.
I will fly to Seattle if you give me $10.
10 whole dollars is all it's gonna cost, man, for a plane ride, a mustache ride.
Mustache ride. You have a mustache, D?
I do. Do you see this little fucking bullshit?
You call that a mustache?
It's the best I can do. I'm lacking testosterone.
I think
that's very obvious.
That's just lip crust,
It is, dude. I got some sprinkles over here.
When I was in high school, we would refer to that as the scum stash.
The scum? Oh, yes.
Scum stash.
I'm
just lazy with my facial hair, dude. That's what it is. Like, I'm not, like, cultivating this fucking illustrious, beautiful beard this man has here. Like, I can't do that. I can't do it. I wish I could. I can't. That's all I can do.
Landon said he saw a glitch on another stream prior to mine, so he thinks YouTube in general is having problems today. It may be. And so a lot of times, some channels will get the glitch and other channels won't. I've seen that happen a bunch of times. So it could very well be just a glitch. Or it could be I got shadow banned. But I don't think that's what it is. I think it's just a glitch. I honestly do. But I do appreciate everybody following me over here, though. And we had a lot of issues this morning. But we got it done because Anna's so awesome. She gave us all hand jobs. No, she didn't. Why did I put the woman in that position? Because I'm a sexist. That's why.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh,
all
man.
That misogyny.
Yeah, well, I'm straight. I don't think of D or Skepta giving me a hand job.
Lies.
I'm a straight dude, so I automatically go to the chick.
Straight as fucking gay.
I'm straight as a homosexual. Dude.
Seems good.
I was on Chatterbait this morning, about an hour before the show, masturbating. That's it.
What were you looking at?
Just wanted to update us.
Can you describe?
I was looking at I was watching this little black girl.
You like them black girls?
I do like them black girls. I ain't gonna lie, but more like it. He like them African American bitches. African American pussy's good.
That's all good. I'm all about that incest porn, dude.
The other day, though, I watched a chick give her own toe a blowjob, and I'm like, why does people like this?
feet, dude.
I mean, I like
people are into
feet.
feet.
I like feet.
But you don't like feet people like feet.
No,
dude.
I
There's a
don't.
difference.
You're right. I don't. I think a lot of female feet are sensual, but I don't get an erection over them or nothing. But I do like looking at the female foot. I don't want to fuck their toes or anything, but watching somebody suck their own toe does nothing for me.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you
Yeah.
right there. I wish it did though.
You wish
I'm
it
envious.
did. I wished I had another kink.
Seriously, dude. Like, I feel like that's the variety is the spice of life. I think the more good shit you can get out of this world, you know, God fucking bless you.
You know, people say
know,
don't
go
kink
do
shame,
it.
but there is some kinks I do shame. Actually, people say don't kink shame. Fuck you, I'll kink shame some. Some things are just
what
fucking
shame?
weird.
What do you shame? What do you
Like,
shame?
a motherfucker that likes sticking GI Joe dolls up his butthole. I'll fucking shame that.
Nah, man, let it go. As long as he doesn't give an OR nurse a really weird story, it doesn't matter.
Fuck you.
What about dudes who the people who are into poop and stuff?
Into poop? You know what?
I'll kink shame it.
Not my life, dude.
If a
You wanna do a whole
motherfucker's
Dutch
bathing
oven?
in their shit, dude, I'm gonna kink shame it.
Dude, if
Hey,
you
you
want to
guys want
shit in your fucking
conjunctivitis? Fuck it.
dude's mouth, like, go ahead,
Right.
dude.
Dude, on
Do it.
one of my old private
it.
shows. By the way, anybody who never went to one of my older private shows, I'm sorry because you should have. They were amazing. Anybody? I know you have, right, Skep? You went to a couple of them, didn't you?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Back in the day.
Yeah, I had the best private shows on the internet, without a doubt in my mind. My private shows were fucking crazy. I mean, they were insane, but I can't do them now because I get in trouble. But we watched one night. We sat there and watched this porn where this chick bathed in her own shit. She shit in the bathtub, and then she just bathed in it. And
Dude.
and I'm like, no, I don't.
You could do
I
them again
wouldn't
on
do it.
porn, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all I can say, man, about that shit. Like, no one else is getting hurt. Someone seems to like it. Maybe a few other people like it too. Fuck it, dude. As long as no one's getting hurt, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, but
That's my
it's just
shit.
nasty.
Like, I wish I was into shit. Every time I took a shit, my dick would get hard.
No,
That'd be nice.
I mean, honestly, I cannot.
Like-
I just
oh,
can't get
shit,
my
my
mind
shit
wrapped
turned me
around
on. I'm
it.
gonna get
It's
turned
really
off real
hard.
quick.
It's really hard to get my mind wrapped around it. Like, how can somebody look at a fucking turd and say, "Oh, sexy"? What?
I feel the same way about feet, man.
It's just. Yeah, but feet is at least a part of the human. I mean, it's something. It's way worse. Shit's way worse than feet, man.
You know what? I think a kink is an indication that you found something that you seriously like, right? Because some people are all vanilla and boring, right? And I don't think they experience things to the level of like great pleasure that other people have. Like true pleasure seekers, I think, can be courageous sometimes.
Brian
and they will
says-
find something that brings them a lot of joy. You know, let them go with it.
Brian J, by the way, I hope you're doing better, buddy. By the way, I know you've had some issues lately, health issues. Hope you're doing better. But he says have a damaged prostate, and that will do it for you, D.
Yeah, dude.
Get an erection every time you take a shit.
Dude, you know what?
So why don't you
That
go?
might not be
Why don't you go
dude.
stab your prostate right now with a knife? And
Then you would get along so well in a relationship then with someone who's into shitting. It's like,
yeah,
my dick won't get hard until I shit.
dude.
Like, how
just-
convenient. Like,
That is just that's one kink I can't get with though. The shit kink. I will shame that one, and I also shame anything, any kind of kink that I'm not talking about actual pedophilia, actual child rape, but like even when people are like looking at drawings of children or drawing, I'm gonna shame that too.
I think
Lolicon and things like
I think
that.
the minute you do actual harm, that's the minute that shame is worthy, because you're like trying to, you know, keep harm out of your society as like a general premise. Like you don't want to have a society with a lot of harm in it. I think if no harm is present, then there's no reason to be judgmental.
No,
I think it comes down to when you actually do something harmful that it actually matters.
Now I will say this: I'm not saying that they can't do it or it should be against the law. I'm just saying that personally, if I had a friend that was looking at naked children drawings and getting off on it, I would say, hey, you a sick fuck.
Yeah. You're like basically like because there is harm there. There is a photograph of a child.
Well, it's a drawing. It's a drawing. No, I'm not talking about real pictures.
Oh, you're talking about a drawing.
I'm talking about drawings.
No, I don't have a problem with that.
I don't have a problem. I mean, like I said, I can't. I do have a problem
dude,
with it.
You're gonna have to accept.
I gotta be honest. I do have a problem with it.
But you got people in society, no matter what. There's always gonna be some percentage of society that has that fucking problem, and like I feel like this is when you got to be like the salmon, right? Because everyone wants to judge these people, but maybe, you know, instead of being like punitive about it, offer those alternatives, right? Like there's no harm in that as long as no one actually.
I agree that there's no harm in it. I don't think you should go to jail or be, you know, beat up or anything. I'm not saying that. I think, you know, there's no harm, but I'm talking about personal thing. Yeah. I wouldn't want to be your friend anymore. I'll be honest with you.
You would be scared to bring that person around your children.
Yes,
absolutely.
I wouldn't want to.
That makes 100% sense.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be, because I got small children in my family, and I wouldn't want anyone around that's. And look, just because they've had the thoughts, I know it doesn't mean they would act on it, but they do have the thoughts, and everybody who has acted on it had the thought first. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying we should ban them from society. I'm just saying that they're banned from me.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess rehabilitated, really.
I guess, yeah. Well, rehabilitation is one thing, but I mean, like some things you just can't fucking change. Yeah. You know what I mean? Some things are like you can't. There's no magic pill that's gonna solve the problem.
True, that's true. And it's a. And I understand I may be even wrong here because I understand that there's mental issues and stuff, and I get it. It's just I don't care enough. I care more about the children.
Well, I care about the children too. That's why I think it's better that we sort of
give them an outlet.
I'm not saying you become a pedophile champion.
Yeah.
But I'm saying you choose a more pragmatic approach where you address it on a harm-based level.
I get it.
And like, you look at like it's like shaming these people.
Yeah.
Is I think counterintuitive to protecting the children.
I understand.
To a degree.
Yeah.
I think there is absolutely shame that's worthy, but.
I
think that it can be counterintuitive because you force these people into isolated areas where their shit's not out in fucking broad view. You know, and I think that puts them in a position where they're more likely to be in a high stress scenario.
And I get you. I get you. I'm just honest about my feelings on it. And I do understand, and I understand it may be, even if they look at drawings or whatever, it's kind of an outlet, I guess, but it's just, I don't know, man, it just creeps me the fuck out.
Dude, it creeps me the fuck out too, but I would much rather there be like a decrease in actual incidences of children being subjected to that kind of bullshit. Yeah. And then like most people, like if they have this problem, they look at a drawing or they watch a fucking cartoon. I would much fucking rather that alternative to, you know, real life children being hurt.
But the thing about it is, like, kind of like Landon said. Landon said he's afraid to look at fictional drawings of children in a sexual way will feed their desires and look for ways to pull it off in real life. I kind of because you know, looking at this drawing, looking at these drawings of these kids are going to do what? If they're sexually attracted to children, it's going to turn them on. That's what it's going to do. It's going to make them horny.
Yeah, there's been some real light put onto this, what with the internet being the way it is now, how people are very interconnected and able to find people with like-minded views on things, where you had the issue with Tumblr shutting down the ability to post not safe for work content. A good majority of the people who were minor attracted persons, as they like to refer to themselves as, who influxed over onto Twitter. And, of course, everybody on Twitter, the first thing they did was latch onto them and start fucking ripping them a new asshole. Yeah. The problem with that being is when you approach something such as that, where these people are now feeling like they're being marginalized, they're going to grip onto how they feel about things even harder, because they feel like they're being subjected to some sort of discrimination or something like that. Granted, you know, the rest of us as, you know, normally functioning human beings who don't view children as sexual objects, don't understand how they could possibly feel that they're the ones being discriminated against or whatever. But in their minds, like, what they're doing is they're normal. So they feel like they're being discriminated against, and you'll end up with situations like how people thought there was this huge surgence of the alt-right online when it really wasn't. They just got louder because everybody was crawling up their ass. A good, more proactive approach to it, and I'm not saying, you know, be nice to pedophiles, but just like, these people obviously need some sort of like cognitive behavioral therapy.
Yeah.
It needed to be addressed a long time ago, and I don't think like attacking them's going to help, but I don't think ignoring it's going to either.
I agree. And as I said, I would not support going attacking these people or anything like that. I do not, no, in any way, I would not. It's just, I do have really personal issues with it, and I'm not saying attack them, but I mean, if I understand that people want to help them, I do, I get it, and it's a difficult subject to really, because there's some strong opinions about it on both ends there.
Right? Like
I think the beginning premise should be something like, you know, we are trying to prevent harm in general. Like, we don't want anyone under any circumstances to be hurt, period. Right. And then you go from there to how do we pragmatically evaluate the situation that we have, where human beings we've had pedophiles since the beginning of time, just like we've had murderers since the beginning of time. Like, this is just the way things are. So we've got, instead of like frustrating a situation, we have to find a way to find an amenable solution to what's happening.
I agree.
Now, unfortunately, with the whole drawn cartoon pornography depicting young or adolescent individuals and stuff like that, given that now we have more access to information coming directly from the horse's mouth with these individuals. Some of them say that it helps. Some of them say it doesn't do anything for them because it's cartoons and they're not into cartoons.
Yeah.
It's therapy in one form or another, and if you can view that as a therapeutic tool, doesn't necessarily work for everyone the same way. Not everyone reacts to the same kind of therapy.
This is true.
Yeah, like, I'm fully willing to believe that there are pedophiles out there who are sexually attracted to children, but they also value children enough to realize that they themselves are a danger to children.
Oh, I'm
they
sure.
do not wish to do harm to children. Maybe that's far out for some people to like try to grasp that concept, but I think there are some people, like, because I mean, I've thought about fucking killing my boss before. You know what I mean? I've had that thought before, but I've never been the kind of person that's gonna fucking get a gun and go kill my boss.
Oh no, dude, you're kind of crazy.
I think we've all had thoughts before.
Thoughts?
So, yeah.
We've all had them thoughts, like Anna.
I'm just saying, like, some people are gonna want to kill their boss, and they're actually gonna go fucking do it.
Yeah.
And there's some people who just think about it occasionally.
I've thought about fucking landing in the butt, and I did it.
So this is something that I've covered before, but not here. What do you guys think about the sex robot brothels? You guys have heard of those?
Those are weird.
Love
as
it.
fuck.
There were propositions about possibly creating outlet therapy areas for people who have pedophilic tendencies with the robot brothels.
I would be in favor of it on one condition, and that would be before we actually market this and we allow people to start making money doing this kind of thing, that we have a very serious scientific evaluation go down to ensure that this kind of thing is not going to result in unfavorable outcomes. Like, we have a goal that we're going for, right? If we're gonna evaluate this as some kind of solution, we have to determine whether or not that's going to yield more or less favorable outcomes.
Right. I mean, like it would be a place where if somebody was, thinking that they were in danger of acting out on it, it would be possibly a way to do therapy. You would need to have social workers involved. You would need to have, but one of my biggest concerns about it when I was looking into the fact that people were talking about this was, man, somebody's gonna blow that place up.
Yeah.
Like that feels to me like it would be a bigger target than any Planned Parenthood's ever been.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like try getting people to accept like the abortion topic. Like it's already a tremendously volatile subject of like pedophile rights, like civil rights movement. Like I think people have tried to like add another color to the rainbow flag for pedophiles or something in the past. Like there's a weird uprising of people who are like, this is like the new edgy thing to protect pedophiles, and this is another social justice movement, and it's really creepy and weird. So
very creepy, very weird. But now, mind you, when that happened,
I think
about
there's
the
a
other
sliver
color
of truth to that, but like people take it to a fucked up.
But when that happened,
level,
most of the LGBT community stood up against that shit real fast.
Right.
By the way,
Yeah, the LGBT community has had to fight stigma of gay men just being pedophiles for such a long time, to the point where now in society we don't automatically assume gay men are pedophiles. It took them forever to get that stigma. They don't want those people anywhere near them because of that.
Yeah, and most of them are probably just as disgusted by raping a child as we are. So there you go. But anyways, guys, it is time to end the show. I thank you for joining me. D, I don't know if D can hear me, but I want him back on.
He just went to go pee.
Yeah, you son of a bitch. I'll wait till he gets back. But yeah, so we're gonna be ending pretty soon. Man, almost the stream. We're $10 short of the stream go. $10 fucking short. Pisses me off. We should have made it. I blame Skep Talk for it.
I apologize.
Yeah, DEP faster. Anyways, guys, we're going to go ahead and end this. Thank you all. Appreciate you. I'll tell D when he comes back from PM, but I don't have to have the stream on for him to come back from PM. We got Skype. I don't know what I was thinking. Anyways, guys, thank you all. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.